Hi, I'm Robert.
Hi, I'm Yudee.
Welcome to Eastland English.
Today I will act as a student.
Thanks very much, Yudee.
You're welcome.
Once again, we're going to do an error recognition tutorial. This one is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, don't worry, you can watch it after this video is finished. Let's get to it. As with most error recognition tests or written expression tests, there will be one long sentence and 4 underlined parts. It's your job to determine which of the 4 underlined parts is not correct. So our strategy to help you is to give you knowledge to find which one is incorrect. And one of the first things that we'll do is to look for ones that we know are correct first to reduce the chances of you making an error on the answer sheet. All right, number 1. Although many studies have been carried out on humans, there is a limited amount of data available regarding the effect of cell phones usage on household pets. All right, what's the first thing that you see, Yudee?
I can see a although.
Although is a subordinating conjunction, and what should follow a subordinating conjunction?
Clause, comma, clause.
Yes, excellent. So we're looking for what is subject and verb, and then a comma and another subject and a verb, and we have that. The last thing that we're looking for with although is some kind of contrasting information. Here we have evidence of contrast, many studies, and limited. That's enough evidence for contrast. Let's move on.
See?
Okay.
Yeah, amount of. Amount of is a quantifier.
Right.
And the word that comes after quantifier must be a noun.
Yeah.
Yes, right. So this one is correct too.
Looks good. C is correct. So we have A and C look good. Now let's go back to B, carried out. We have been, which either is present perfect continuous or present perfect passive. And if we see studies cannot do anything, so it must be passive, therefore verb 3 form is fine. And carried out is the academic word meaning done. What do you see in D?
Usage is a noun. The word that comes before noun should be an adjective.
How do we make it correct?
I cut S.
Yeah, cut S. So cell phone usage. And the reason why is we don't put plural nouns as adjectives. And you'll see another example here in this test of something like that with a different rule attached. So the correct one for number 1 should be, although many studies have been carried out on humans, there is a limited amount of data available regarding the effect of cell phone usage on household pets. Number 2, this English test or a similar assessment must be passed in order for you to qualify for your next placement. I'll begin here. The very first one is an example of an appositive. We saw an appositive like this in our last video. So if you remember, when we have a comma, and or, and then a noun with a comma after it, all of this is referring back to this noun. So the appositive defines or adds information about the noun before it, and when you have or, it introduces an equal noun, and similar assessment, equal noun. So A is good. How about B?
B should be a passive form because this English test is a subject,
Right.
and the test cannot do anything.
Yeah.
So I think something is wrong by the spelling.
Yes, the spelling of past is incorrect. Remember, after the verb be in a passive voice, we need verb 3 or past participle of the verb. This is an example of a homonym. Homonyms are 2 words that sound the same but are spelled differently. And they are often tested in these kinds of tests. So here we have past, which sounds correct, but is actually the incorrect spelling. So how should the past participle of past be spelled?
P-A-S-S-E-D.
Yeah, good. C is an example of an infinitive of purpose stuck together with the preposition introducing the final noun. All of that is acceptable, and placement is a synonym for job. So all of these are correct. Clearly B is the wrong one. So number 2 should be, this English test or a similar assessment must be passed, P-A-S-S-E-D, in order for you to qualify for your next placement. Number 3, Small groups of employees from this company often celebrate together by dining out and singing songs in the karaoke bar around the corner. All right, I'll start at A, from. This preposition is acceptable. It is true that in or at would also work, but you must be careful. You have to find an error, not a synonym. Even though both in and at could work for this company, from is also acceptable. How about B?
Choice B is a verb. When you see the verb, you must find a subject that this verb can agree with.
Perfect. Okay, and what's the subject?
Small groups of employees, right? It's more than one person. So celebrate in this case is correct.
And these tests often evaluate your ability to get the subject and the verb to agree with each other. And they do in this case. Good job. How about C?
Keyword for me is by. The word that comes after by must be a noun. But in this case, dine is a verb, right? So then you have to change the form from verb to a noun.
Yeah, excellent. And how do you do that?
Change from dine to dining.
Yes, perfect. In this video, we're going to talk a lot about parallel forms. If you see the and two nouns on either side of an and, you want them parallel. And here we have a verb, here we have a noun. This one is correct because it's not underlined. So you have to go back and change this to something parallel and correct by dining out. Good. And around the corner is a preposition of location. Nothing wrong with that. So number 3 should be, small groups of employees from this company often celebrate together by dining out and singing songs in the karaoke bar around the corner. Number 4, horror stories and other tales from similar genres are often written about ghosts and monsters taken from locally traditional folklore. I'll take the first one here, Yudee. Similar genres. Similar genres means similar styles. A genre is a French word for style or form or type. So A is all good. How about B?
B should be passive form because you see the subject stories and tales cannot do anything.
Good.
And this one written is verb 3. This is correct too.
Yeah, good. Verb 3 again, Thai shorthand for past participle. And C?
You will see conjunction and.
Yes. Therefore we get the parallel form again. So we have written as the parallel form for taken. Both of them are past participles or verb 3, so all good. What's left is D, locally traditional folklore. A little bit difficult if you're thinking about grammar rules only, because it is true that an adverb can come before an adjective, but only if that adverb describes the adjective. For example, very beautiful. You have an adverb and an adjective, and the adverb is describing the adjective. But in this case, they should be parallel adjectives. Local, traditional, folklore. Because it's not traditional that's local, it's folklore that's local. And that's why we need 2 adjectives here. Local, traditional, folklore. Number 4, horror stories and other tales from similar genres are often written about ghosts and monsters taken from local traditional folklore. Number 5, Edward handed in his report last week and then asked his boss for a raise or an opportunity to receive a small bonus. Okay, what do you see, Yudee?
There is an obvious time clue.
Yes.
Last week.
Perfect.
It means something already happened.
Yeah, last week does mean something already happened, so what kinds of verbs are we looking for?
Verb 2.
Yeah, verb 2. Again, Thai shorthand means past tense verbs.
Yes, right. A is correct because you see ed, right? That one. And then move on to choice B. Ask, asks is verb 1.
Right.
So something wrong here.
Yeah, there's something clearly wrong here. We need verb 2 or past tense here because last week will tell us that all of this happened in the past. Handed in, already in the past, but ask is not in the past. So we need asked. All right, and for a raise, we can see raise is a countable amount. If you are British English or learning British English, a rise is also possible, but a raise is not wrong because it's acceptable in American English. and to receive. Here we have an infinitive, but it's not an infinitive of purpose. It's an infinitive acting as an adjective for opportunity. So number 5 should be, Edward handed in his report last week and then asked his boss for a raise or an opportunity to receive a small bonus. Number 6, if your business is at the retail industry, you should always reply to your customers' questions quickly and courteously. Is there anything that you can see, Yudee, right away that will help you?
Yes, I can see should is a modal verb.
Correct.
And the word that comes after should must be verb 1. And the word reply should come with preposition to.
Yeah, we always reply to. Good job. And C, here's the example that I mentioned earlier where we have a plural noun, customers, before a noun. This is the main noun, and the only way to make this plural noun into an adjective is to add the apostrophe, and that means belonging to them. Okay, for D, what do you see?
Quickly. You see ly is an adjective, and then you look at the conjunction and.
Right, which means the next adverb should be parallel. So do we have a parallel adverb here?
Yes, correct.
Yes, we do. Okay, so the only thing left is a, and we go back to a. A is a preposition at. For at, we would normally need a location. So if you would say at the corner of the street or at the park or at the conference center, fine. But retail industry is an idea, and we need the preposition in. So this should be changed to in. If your business is in the retail industry, you should always reply to your customers' questions quickly and courteously. Number 7, it is encouraging that successful professional athletes are often able to find time to devote to one's community and help out with various charitable projects. Well, I'll tell you right away, this one is quite difficult. It's a very, very long sentence. What is the first thing that you see here?
I can see that is a relative clause.
Yeah,
right?
That is the pronoun for the relative clause that follows. Excellent.
So this one is correct because I can see professional athletes, right? This is a noun, and then are is a verb. So that one is correct.
All right, that looks good to us. For B, to find time, here we have an infinitive of purpose. What are they able to do? They're able to find time, and find time means make space in their schedule. So B is good. Okay, Yudee, what do you see for D here?
Projects is a noun.
Yes, it is.
And then you need an adjective before noun.
Yes, you need an adjective. Charitable, is that an adjective?
Yes, right, because you can see able is a suffix.
Yeah, perfect. All right, and so what's left is one's community. This one is quite difficult because one's community could work if this sentence were a professional athlete, because we're looking at the voice of the pronoun adjective. One here means one person. Professional athletes is more than one person. So what should we change this to?
Change to their.
Yeah, their community. It is encouraging that successful professional athletes are often able to find time to devote to their community and help out with various charitable projects. Number 8, life in the tropics can be difficult for those who enjoy cool, dry climates, as tropical countries have weather that is warm, rainy, and has high humidity. All right, Yudee, is there anything that stands out here as correct for you?
Yes. Choice A, you see can be must be followed by an adjective.
Yeah.
So difficult is an adjective. This one is correct.
All good. So can be difficult. All good. And choice B, also correct. Those is the pronoun for people who enjoy cool, dry climates. So that's good. And we have another relative clause here. Whether that is, once again, the pronoun for that goes back to whether. So we're left with the final sequence. And the final sequence, we've talked about parallelism before. We have one thing, two things, and then and a third thing together. Warm is an adjective. Rainy is an adjective. What is humidity?
It's a noun.
It is a noun, so this is not parallel. How do we make humidity into an adjective?
Humid.
Humid. So it should be warm, rainy, and humid for parallelism. Number 8. Life in the tropics can be difficult for those who enjoy cool, dry climates, as tropical countries have weather that is warm, rainy, and humid. Number 9. Due of the reduced daylight hours in the winter, millions of people in northern latitudes suffer from seasonal affective disorder. All right, Yudee, what can you see that can help you here?
Let me skip from choice A,
Uh-huh.
right? Choice B, you will see preposition,
Right.
and then you have to look for the word. In this case, the winter
Yes.
is a season,
Right.
right? And then you need preposition in with a season.
Yeah.
This one is correct.
Perfect. See, we had quantifiers before. Millions of people. Millions is the quantifier of people, so that one looks good. How about D?
Suffer always comes with the preposition from.
Yes, it does. That's an example of something called collocation, where you have a verb with a specific preposition that goes with it, and it's something that you learn over time by usage and by seeing it as you read and hearing it as you listen. Suffer from goes together. All right, let's go back to A. Do of. Does that sound correct?
I don't think so.
No, it's not. We don't use do and of together. So similar to suffer from, there are certain collocations that go with transitional words. And this one, do, should go with to, do to. So number 9 should be, due to the reduced daylight hours in the winter, millions of people in northern latitudes suffer from seasonal affective disorder. Number 10. Over the past several decades, technology has developed so rapidly that people born in the 21st century have a little knowledge of the technology of the last century. Well, we have a very long sentence here to
Yes.
end with. What can you see right away to help you out?
The first thing is past, it's already finished,
Right.
And the next keyword is over,
Right.
means until now.
Yes.
And then I look for choice B, must be present perfect.
And is be present perfect?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Let me explain several decades. Several is a word meaning some. It's anywhere between 3 and about 7 or 8. It's not exact. Decades means tens of years, so we're looking at a time period of somewhere between 30 and about 70 or 80 years. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's jump to D. The last century means the 100 years before. So all of these things are correct. What we're left with is C, and C is a very fine point. Here we have something, a little knowledge, which isn't necessarily wrong, but it doesn't fit the tone of the sentence. A little knowledge means some. However, if you cut the word a, you are left with something little knowledge, which means not enough. The key word in this sentence is actually so. The word so before rapidly shows us we are trying to stress this point and that we're going to compare it to something else. In contrast to something here, feeling of not enough. And a little means a small amount. What should we cut it to?
Cut A.
Yeah, cut A, and then we're left with little knowledge, which actually means not enough knowledge. This one's very difficult. Number 10 should be, over the past several decades, technology has developed so rapidly that people born in the 21st century have little knowledge of the technology of the last century. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe so that you can get future English tutorial videos.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.